session that's focused on the Truist Small Business Financial Certificate Series in Key West. We're going to give it a minute or two for everybody to stream in. So just take a minute, get a coffee. If you're getting a lunch or something, that's okay. But just we'll give you a few minutes for everybody to get in, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So just thanks everybody for joining us today. And welcome to Dale and to Margie.
Hi.
Hey, Margie, how are you?
Hi. Good.
Our other great panelists.
Hey, Dale.
You're only as good as your panelists, and we got great panelists. So, Ray, you're doing okay. So, all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and kick it off. I want to know for you guys though, if you missed this, we are gonna record this, so we will be able to share it on social media and on YouTube later. So if you don't see it, then you can basically see it later on. And this is just an information session. It's very brief. It's not going to take too much of your Tuesday. We just want to give you kind of a little tease of what is coming up with the financial certificate series. Also, so you can meet our really charming, our really engaging presenter that's a very experienced banker and consultant, Reggie Smith. He's going to talk to you a little bit about the series, what you're going to learn, what he's going to teach you, and most importantly, how you're going to apply this information to your business. We don't want to just give you an academic lecture, conceptual lecture. We want to give you some real good concepts and strategies and have you be able to incorporate that into your business. So I'll go ahead and kick off. As I said, my name is Brian Van Hook. I'm Regional Director of Florida SBDC at FIU. If you're in Miami-Dade County or Monroe County, then we are your SBDC. We're a local center that's funded under the Small Business Administration, also hosted by FIU's College of Business. And we have consultants such as Ray and Margie that are here to help you in terms of starting and growing your business. And so we hear from a lot of businesses about that they need more better financial literacy, they need better financial management, they need to know how to get ready when they go meet with bankers such as Dale and his team. So this financial series is focused on getting you smarter, helping you learn a lot of those key concepts, and making it where you can really wow the bankers when you get in front of them. When you can also manage the finances of your business, so when it starts growing and doing really well. And so we're here, we're no cost. If we can help you in any way, then what I'm going to do is turn it over to Margie so she can make some remarks on our team and the keys. And then she's also going to introduce Dale so he can make some remarks on behalf of Truist. But I just want to thank everybody for being here today. Don't worry about taking copious notes. We will have a recording of this and we will be sharing it on social media afterwards. So Margie, up to you. Yeah,
all right, thank you, Brian. So I'm Reggie Smith, consultant in the Florida Keys. I'm based out of Islamorada, and I'm happy to announce we have gotten several new consultants with CARES Act funding this year. So we have Kirby Chambers in Key West and Julie Brown in Key West. I would say that Kirby does a lot of data analytics and resource management, and Julie does quite a lot with social media, marketing, branding. Again, those two are based in Key West. And then we also have Nancy Hull, who is in Islamorada, and she does a lot with financial management. She also has quite a lot of equity funding background as well, if that's something that you're interested in pursuing. And me, I'm sort of a hodgepodge of a lot of different things since 2018, everything from business continuity to some federal contracting, but a lot of business development just from working with the various chambers up and down the Keys for over a decade. So with that, I'm going to introduce Dale Bittner, who is with Truist. Old habits die hard. And Truist is sponsoring this series, and he oversees all of the Monroe County for Truist. Dale?
Thank you, Margie and Brian and Ray for making the series available to us in the Keys and making it convenient and in person. Really appreciate it. Again, I'm Dale Bittner, Market President with BB&T, now Truist. And want to thank those small business owners that have joined us for their hard work you guys do every day. You and your businesses are really important to our local economy, and your success is critical to sustaining it. Our purpose at Truist is to inspire and build better lives and communities. And this information-packed series really fits well with our purpose and commitment to the community by bringing small business-specific resources to you and to help you execute and grow your business. I really hope you enjoy the series and find it worthwhile. And Thank you again for having us as part of this great series. Thank you.
Yeah. And then before I introduce our really great presenter for the series, I just want to take a minute to thank Dale and his team in Truist, because we've had a really successful financial workshop series in Miami-Dade County for many years. This is something Margie and I have always wanted to kind of export to the Keys and also make it kind of more localized in the Keys. And so just thanks to Dale for the opportunity, because we really think it's a great opportunity to share this knowledge and this information. As we mentioned, basically it's 5 workshops that are in person in Key West at the DoubleTree, and it's starting October 12th. And the last one is how to make your business bankable on November 30th. They're going to be every night for the 5 workshops, basically from 6 to 9. We will also have some food available for you that you can either eat or you can take it home with you. So we will not only just feed your brain, but we'll also give you some food to feed your stomach as well. And then we have a really great presenter, Reggie Smith, that's going to be there. So I'm going to turn it over to Ray so he can kind of tell you about what you're going to learn. And just thanks again to everybody that's on the call. And then Margie always is very modest, but she is one of those people that's jack of all trades, master of all. So she does know a lot of information, and then she's also really great about helping a lot of the local businesses. So just thanks to Margie for everything she does. And then Ray, with that glowing praise, now you're up, buddy.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, it's always great to participate in these kind of activities. You know, I want to thank Margie and Dale, and you, of course, Brian, for the opportunity to always be involved in such satisfying activity. And like you mentioned, and by the way, I love the Keys. I mean, so I look forward to all these events upcoming. Because both my wife and I have a great love for the Keys. So I think the best way to get this thing started, because as Brian mentioned, the idea here is to kind of give you a little taste, a little teaser. And so what I'm going to do, allow me please to share a presentation that I put together for that purpose. And then we'll just walk through it, and I'll explain exactly what this workshop series is going to entail. So let me just get this thing going for all of you. All right. Okay, great. So, again, it goes without saying how important the financial literacy is actually for small business. In fact, I have a great passion for this, because I know that in many occasions it ends up being, the reasoning for a lack of success for a lot of businesses, because everyone's very excited about selling their product, but quite frankly, they have a great difficulty grasping the numbers. I mean, we have a lot of challenges that face businesses, but obviously financial challenges are obviously on the top of the list. And I think, setting people at ease and giving them the ammunition and tools to be able to deal with these challenges is of great value. And it gives me and the center and those of us in the center, quite frankly, a lot of satisfaction. So, I mean, financial management is something that, like I mentioned earlier, some businesses tend to ignore, but quite frankly, it's such a critical component of your success. And as part of this financial management, financial literacy is very important, because it helps us tackle the challenges that we're faced in the area of sales growth and profitability in businesses. So, and some of these challenges are, I think we should be clear to a lot of people, the issue about cash flow. I mean, what is available to pay the debt? The lenders are always going to be looking at this area, and it surely behooves you to have a clear grasp on what the cash flow of your business is, because remember, you can actually sell yourself out of business if you don't understand the dynamics of your financials. For example, operational efficiency, being able to understand your operating cycle of a business, when you buy the inventory, how you buy it, how do you finance it? Do you pay cash? When you sell on credit. You create what receivables, right? And so what happens to some companies is that they're selling but they're selling a lot on credit. They're not getting paid on time. And then they often ask me, Ray, I reported a profit, I paid my taxes, but man, I don't have any cash in the bank. And again, and that's simply because they're not managing that, they don't have that operational efficiency whereby that cycle that, and we'll be talking quite a bit about that. The shorter it is, the better it is, because that will make you more profitable. We'll talk a lot about that. It's one of my favorite areas to talk about, actually, because people walk away with like, this is like an epiphany, because they say, oh my goodness, I just didn't realize that. And this is what this is all about, is also raising a sense of awareness. Okay, this is a workshop. Obviously, this isn't a 16-week college course that we're doing, but frankly, our purpose is to create this value added, the functionality, in giving you the tools that you need in the area of financial management to help you be more successful in your business. Obviously, profitability of your business and leverage. How to become, after you complete the series, will help you to understand how to become more appealing to lenders based on your bankability. You want to be able to walk into that banker's office or invite him to your business and be able to have the right kind of conversation and be able to demonstrate that you have a good grasp of your numbers and that you yourself understand where you're headed with the business on a strategic basis. Okay, so these workshop objectives are really to help small businesses eliminate this lack of financial knowledge, right? Let's get rid of that, make you more informed. And then, as I mentioned, provide you with functionality and fundamental financial literacy training that you need to be able to succeed. Okay, it isn't we're not creating a difficult and challenging environment. How many people suffered through high school and college with math, right, or accounting and business stats. It's always been the most despised courses for a lot of people in business school. But quite frankly, this is not rocket science. So we can really help you there and make sure you walk away feeling that you've really gotten a lot out of this workshop. So it's about navigating through the challenges of understanding the numbers, learning to manage these numbers, to be able to navigate in the obviously the murky waters of doing business, right? And once you have a good grasp of your margins and you're able to understand what your profit margins are, what your break-even points are, et cetera, and then knowing how to apply these in a strategic fashion is going to help you tremendously in your business. So what are some of the program topics? Small Business Finance 101, which is kind of more like an overall kind of, bringing things together. It's more of a strategic discussion about how you apply these tools and metrics, et cetera. Understanding financial statements. My goodness, you need to be able to speak the financial language. I'm sure that your banker is going to tell you that the critical importance of being able to speak the language. And we'll be talking about the different types of financial statements. Then we'll talk about in another segment, budgeting and forecasting. Projecting towards the future, understanding the differences between budgeting and forecasting and how to apply it in your business. And remember, those of you that go the route of SBA lending, the reason why banks actually provide these loans based on projections is because they have the SBA guarantee. But it's the only time that bankers really actually lend you money just purely on projections, right? So something that it's important to go through in the series. Managing your cash flow, I mean, wow, critical. And we'll talk about the importance, cash is king, understanding how to, turn get that operating cycle, make it quicker, faster in order to be able to get paid sooner. And, it's just like when you're selling real estate, if you're using, let's say $500,000 to do buy and flip, and you turn that sale 4 times a year, obviously your profit increases, right? So that turn is critical in managing your cash flow. And then finally, how to make your business bankable, right? Making your business bankable is key. So in small business finance, we'll understand the basics of the small business financials and how to apply these practices. In financial statements, we'll analyze the key financial statements, and we'll understand what their role will be in business. We'll talk about the balance sheet, the income statement, the cash flow statement, and then we'll talk about trend analysis. I mean, I'm sure that your bank, maybe Dale, I'm sure you're very familiar with common sizing of statements, right? When you look at the trend analysis, you're looking at history, and people don't realize that, you can see from year to year, if you really understand how that works, it's almost like a storybook. It tells you exactly what's going on with the business. It's not just looking to see if your bottom line was bigger than the year before. If you start, looking at the different margins, the different line items and stuff, it really tells you the story where the company is headed. So this is a very, very important particular segment. Then budgeting and forecasting, understanding the differences and similarities, and about projecting into the future and plotting the process is very important to be able to do that. And then obviously the idea of managing that and coming back and looking at the results and making whatever modifications you need to make. You need this, this as part of this financial management. It helps you kind of organize yourself from a financial perspective. And let me tell you, that provides a real comfort level to a lot of bankers. I mean, if you go in there and you really don't know your numbers, and or the one that I hate is when someone comes in and you ask them how much do you need, and they'll tell you how much will you give me, then automatically that becomes right, Dale, that becomes very, very worrisome to us bankers. I mean, although I'm out of the banking, I mean, I'm still close to it, involved, and I was a banker for over 3 decades, and so I know what it's like when you're faced in a situation like that. Then managing the cash flow, understanding, like I mentioned, the operating cycle, the cash conversion cycle, identifying opportunities to improve, knowing the difference between net income and cash flow. Like I said before, one thing is to report a profit in accrual accounting. In reality, where's the cash? I mean, if you got your money tied up in inventory and receivables, obviously there's, you're having a, cash flow problem. And banks are going to look at that, and that may be where they just turn you down. So you got to be very very clear on that. Creating strategies to improve profitability. I mean, we're in the business to make money, right? So you want to take advantage of every opportunity to improve your profitability, and we'll get into that. And then finally, how to make your business bankable, right? This is a favorite of mine, as I'm sure that Brian will tell you, and the rest of the team at the center, because what we try to do in this particular segment is to kind of make you look through the eyes of the banker. I mean, what is the bank looking for? Okay, so you need to understand what the quantitative aspects of underwriting entail. What is the bank looking for? I mean, you need to understand, at the end of the day, who's going to give you the money, right? The bank is going to give you the money. So you need to understand what it is that they're looking for. And one of the areas that, put some emphasis on are the 5 C's of credit, which is a platform that it's used by all lenders. I don't care if it's, if it's a bank or finance company, or, private investors, they'll look at this platform to evaluate the borrower. And so if you, by you understanding how that platform works, it's going to help you, fine tune your situation and prepare you to become much more appealing to the lender. And then obviously bringing it all together to make you finally bankable. Okay. So, I mean, that's basically a little, a little teaser, as Brian mentioned. I'm really looking forward to it because it gives us a lot of satisfaction to be able to provide you with this strengthening of your financial knowledge. Financial literacy is so key, so important for all businesses, and no exception. And the more you know about this, and we know that you all have limited time, that's why it's so critical to deliver this in a very functional way where you could use it immediately and to say, oh my goodness, now I know, I feel much more comfortable. I know where to go, what I need to do, what adjustments and modifications I need to make. So looking forward to this as always. And again, thank you, Brian and Margie and Dale, for the opportunity to continue to do these kind of activities that mean so much to me.
No, thank you, Ray, and thanks for the teaser. And the workshops are not going to be 30 minutes each, so this is kind of like a shortened version of it. You're going to get more details from Ray, and so I just want to thank him for putting together all the presentations, because they're very important topics for local businesses. And then I was going to throw it out in case there's any questions. If there's any questions from the folks that are on, please put them in the chat before we wrap up. And I was just going to note again, I did put in the chat for everybody that's participating, the links to the specific workshops so that you can register for them. Also, we are going to share this on social media and post it on YouTube. So we're also going to put the links to register for the events on our YouTube page for everybody that's going. So Ray, once they see your presentation and they say, man, I really like this guy, I want to meet him in person, I want to hear more, then they can actually just go down and basically register for the event. And so as we mentioned, it is 5 workshops spread over between October 12th and November 30th in person in Key West. And we're really hoping for a great turnout. I know we've already got a number of people registered as well. And then we're going to start seeing more folks registering as we kind of get closer to the event. So I was just going to ask Dale or Margie if there's any closing thoughts or any closing remarks on your end.
Can I jump in for just a minute and some scheduling notes? So notice that you'll see this is Key West Tuesday nights. We specifically skipped Goombay Festival and Fantasy Fest because when we were planning this, of course, we did not know then that the City Commission was going to cancel Fantasy Fest for this year. But you'll note that that's why it's not every Tuesday night. We specifically had skipped that, thinking people would need to work more during those times. And then the other thing I wanted to make sure I plug while we're here, if it hasn't been mentioned already, and that is next week, we're going to be doing startup training as well at Bahama Village at Douglas Gym. That one is 6 to 8 p.m. And that's again, the 28th of September. So register online in advance, just like you'll do with this one. And if you want to join us or spread the word on that, again, feel free to reach out to register, and that's going to be going on next week. And then if there's anybody out there who has not gotten an economic injury disaster loan, who is looking for one, who is trying to get an increase, who's having trouble with that, or maybe hasn't applied yet, we have been, all 4 of us, doing quite a lot of assisting with throughout the pandemic, businesses one-on-one with helping them get disaster loans. So just know that we're a resource for that, and that is still an opportunity out there if you haven't already gotten it. Thank you.
Yeah, and there's a lot of information available. We actually just posted something on social media about 4 things to think about before you basically go and try to request additional funds under EIDL. So still a lot of information out there on that. So thanks for that. Dale, anything on behalf of Truist?
Just thanks again for the opportunity. Look forward to meeting everyone at the sessions and seeing you there, Ray and Brian and Margie and your team. So hope everyone has a great day, and thank you.
Yeah, and thanks again. And Ray, any closing remarks on your end?
Well, no, thanks again. Obviously, I'm looking forward to it. Take advantage of this opportunity. Strengthen your financial knowledge, and trust me, it's going to be incredibly helpful in the success of your business. So see you soon, I guess, huh?
Yeah, we'll see you guys. It's gonna, October 12th will be here before you know it. So we're just really excited about it. And just thanks again to Truist for making it happen. And just thanks to you guys for participating. And thanks to everybody that's been on the info session. Thank you to everybody that's gonna watch this later on social media or YouTube. And definitely, as soon as you see this, please register because we want to see you in person. So just thanks to everybody. And then we look forward to seeing everybody starting October 12th. So have a good rest of your day.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.